I'm just waiting for my thing to click to 30. Shut it at 6 to 29. Maybe somebody else will see.
No, it's 29.
Try that one next time.
It's 29.
Okay, mine says 6:30, so we'll call this meeting to order. Tasia, if you would please do a roll call vote.
Bruce Blargen.
Here.
Katie Thurman.
Here.
Maureen Colbeth.
Here.
Bob Gunther.
Here.
Patty Jo Forsberg.
Here.
Catherine Cranston. Lori Blargen.
Here.
Thank you. Just a quick review of our protocols, please. Board members, through the link. And then if we can read together the district mission, and anyone else who would like to join us, please do. Together, we engage, educate, and empower all learners, bridging their passions to pathways to create successful futures and positively contribute to our local and global communities. Now more than ever. Welcome and thanks for coming this evening. We're all aware of the big topic tonight, though our top concern is absolutely the health of people. So public comment, we can roll right onto that. 3, I don't have any red cards, so I'm going to assume you're all here just to watch the show. No.
No, they're participants.
Yes, I'm sure. So the 4th item would be our district health update. And Mark, we're going to have, I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I just wanted to say for our IT thing, that we just wanted right to a hearing from that policy, 9130.
Okay. Will you just fill out one of those red cards there and put your names on it and then
Where they
slide
talk
it?
during the IT placement discussion on there.
Yep.
instead.
Yep. Okay,
Just, okay.
great, thank you.
Do we have to do public comment, or do they speak
No,
during
they'll
IT?
they'll do it during the IT then. Yep.
Either way,
I think it'd be good to keep it during the IT.
that's fine.
So we'll move on to 4, the district health update. Thanks, guys, for coming this evening, too.
Okay, obviously, you know the situation we're facing here as not only a district, but as a state and a country. A couple things I want to say before we get going on this. You know, I've been in this for 40 years. This is by far the toughest thing I've ever seen, and it's changing by the hour. I gotta say thank you to all these people out here that have been working throughout the weekend. We started this morning around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and we finished about, we're never finished. But we ended about 6:15. No sooner get some communication put together and boom, something happens, and so we're monitoring. Everything is still fluid. It's still being, every hour we get a different report, but we're basing all of our information and our actions off of DHS and county healthcare, not the TV or the newsreels, but that affects people and forms opinions on how things should be done. But I will say we're constantly waiting for updates from our different sources, and we're acting right in line with other districts. Not that we need to wait for them, but all the MBC and area schools have been fantastic on working together, so we're all presenting a unified front on this and dealing, because we're all dealing with the same issues. We brought everyone together, and I would say 99.9% of our staff were together with us in the this morning in our all employee meeting. Some people said, I don't want to be in a large group like that. That's fine, no problem. But I would say almost all of our people were present at a good meeting. And I'm going to run through just what I spoke to them about. I'm not going to go word by word, but I'm going to ask, Trish spoke out there a little bit, and we put different pieces of this together, like food service. Dave's going to talk a little bit on how we're going to provide food services. Emily, who has been here day in and day out with us for the last couple of weeks, preparing a lot of these statements that have gone out and really done the research on, on our healthcare needs and what have you. So I can't say enough about these people and the teamwork that's gone into this. I feel bad for the families because of the changing communication, but turn on the news 1 hour and turn it on the next hour and you'll see what's how things are deteriorating around the state and country. So, just I'm gonna walk through this, and again, bear with us, because we've been at this, and some of my information has changed on here, but again, I'll give you a little overview so you know what the staff got this morning. Well, up until this afternoon, we were dealing with no internet at the district office for the last, 3-4 days, I think it was. And we did finally get internet this afternoon, so we were on the verge of moving this over to the high school. So staff, we couldn't communicate by phone or internet, we were working off of hotspots. So our last communication, again, at the time I wrote this last night, was restricting essential gatherings of 50 or more. The directive was more so for weddings, festivals, parades, and what have you. That did not include schools. And so again, this is how some of these, some people, didn't want to be in large groups, but schools were exempted. We have to remember that we're dealing with a demographic and a population that so far has been considered low risk, with kids. And you look at the average age of our staff, we're dealing with people, with the exception of somebody sitting at this table, are significantly younger. So, we're pretty good in that case. And up to this point, there hasn't been any confirmed cases in St. Croix County. However, as we test and what have you, there's things pending right now that I think we'll see that change in the near future. And that's kind of ramping up some of our initiatives as far as shutting down early. The state order was 5 o'clock Wednesday, and all the districts in the region were going either through Tuesday or Wednesday. Each one was taking one of those days off for staff work and what have you. We chose Monday, as several others did, to prepare our staff for some type of extended learning opportunity, whether it's virtual at the middle school, high school, or extended learning packets or what have you at the elementary, and that's what they worked on all day today. And again, the districts around us are all venturing into some type of extended learning. I think some on the east side of the state are just no services at all through this. But we feel that we hope to move the dial a bit during this time. We just want to, on the short end of it, we just want to prevent backward slide. So we're hoping the information we give out to parents and students, that parents monitor it and take it to heart and make sure kids are working on things at home. I told them this morning that we called a meeting of the local officials here because this is bigger than just a district issue. It's a community issue. And I think we have the resources to take the lead on that as far as communication and maybe meeting the needs of some of the townships and that. So we'll have some healthcare officials here and emergency workers here so we can all just kind of share. And that's all it was intended to be, is a little brainstorming session on how we can be of service or how we can work together. Let's see. We're not required to, but I've talked with Leslie, our kids club director, and we are going to open up for offer a daycare option for emergency healthcare workers and emergency personnel. And so that note will be going out also. We have 50 slots for that, and again, we'll treat that as a community issue, whether their kids go to school here or not. We have 50 slots. If those people need service, we'll get them in. So we'll run that. Let's see, Dave is coordinating the effort to feed the kids during this time. So where's Dave? You want me to just give an update on how that's going to work?
Yeah, we're working with Talker and Safeway. The survey went out today. It'll close tomorrow afternoon to find out who might want meals. They can sign up to get it delivered via school bus or to pick up at the high school. And that'll start Thursday, and it'll be 2 meals at once, which is lunch for that day and then breakfast for the following day, and that'll continue. We got a waiver from DPI so that we can offer that for any kids 18 or under in a household. So we're waiting to see the results from that so we can set up the logistical schedule.
Questions about this? So we're gonna use the bus routes for dropping off at bus sites, and then also there's gonna be a pickup at the high school. So we'll offer a couple different options for people. And when Dave gets the counts back, we'll have to just monitor and just see how it works, who's gonna need lunches and what have you, so it'll, again, it's a,
And is it the same thing where it's just people who live in Somerset if they're under 18?
this is our school population.
Yeah, one of the kids has to be attending school in the household, and then anybody 18 or
Oh, okay.
can sign up for this.
You know, and we were under the directive to end school on 5 o'clock on a Wednesday. However, with the latest developments, they've waived the minute rule, so there's no penalty. A lot of the districts, I don't know of anybody that's holding class on Wednesday now. With the latest developments today, people are cutting it short, but we need tomorrow to put all these plans in place with students and with parents as far as picking up materials and what have you. We will keep our building open on Wednesday to allow some of this to transpire. I think we're planning pickups into the evening tomorrow night for parents that need to come in after work and pick up information and work. Let's see, we are planning on shutting the buildings down Thursday and Friday totally and cleaning them, everyone out. DO will be open in case anyone has any questions, issues, or what have you. But as far as the 3 other buildings, they will be shut down and cleaned.
So Wednesday you're closed both?
Wednesday, we will be closed.
We will not have students, but there will be personnel in the building, so if a parent can't make it Tuesday evening and they can make it on Wednesday during the day, there will be someone there to help them get the materials that they might need.
Okay, until 6:30?
No, 6:30 on Tuesday night, 3:30 on Wednesday.
Okay.
By 5, we have to have everyone out of the buildings. And again, the administrative team will be working, you know, Thursday and Friday, Thursday for sure. As we move into next week, we had a professional development day on Monday. That will now be canceled. You know, the new directive, I shouldn't say directive, the new piece coming down is groups of 10 or fewer. It really shoots a hole in our PD and what have you, so we're just, you know what, we're canceling that day. What we're requiring while we're out of session, you know, the staff will have virtual office hours. We are also asking them to come in 2 days a week on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, 8 to noon, just so we have a together time in case we need it. You know, I've asked this question several times and the same answer. We are allowed to have staff in the buildings because we're not pushing over that social distance thing at all, because basically they can work in their rooms. And that's why we're cleaning the buildings Tuesday or Thursday and Friday. So when they come back, you know, clean surfaces, what have you, and we'll monitor that. If, you know, we happen to have a staff come down, what have you, we'll, you know, have to adjust that time. But we're gonna start out every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 to noon. They have to be on campus. Otherwise, Trish, do you wanna talk about just the virtual times and just some of the things that we're gonna be working through with them?
You bet. So today we rolled out in all 3 buildings learning structures that we put in place for both virtual as well as distance learning. We're calling our elementary more distance learning and provided all kind of paper, pencil, books, journals, that sort of thing. We developed a nice framework that we shared now. We modified and shared with our parents, so that was linked in the latest letter that just went out, I don't know, an hour ago perhaps. What it does is it has the teacher establish a communication plan for their families. Our goal for the elementary is to maintain and enrich and just connect, keep kids engaged, keep checking on kids, checking on families. So all of the teachers at the elementary have some sort of plan, preferred method, whether they use Google Classroom or Seesaw or a Facebook page, private, or email, whatever that they wanted to do. And today they updated their contact information. They also set office hours, so we did that across campus. Every teacher has 2 hours that they chose during the day that they would be accessible through whatever their communication mode was that they chose. So they would be immediately accessible. If someone needed help, was stuck on something, had a question, just needed to talk to their teacher. We had some tears at the elementary there. They're already kind of mourning not seeing their their students, but they did an amazing job. So the elementary came together as grade levels and put together 5 days of work. Some did a little bit more, but we were trying to break it off into chunks, and those 5 days of work are sent home with every supply that they need. So their crayons, their pencils, their books. Alex Bell is having them check out 5 books at least, plus a magazine. So we're doing all sorts of great things, and it all fits within the parameters of what we're trying to be consistent across. Elementary doing distance learning with stuff, as well as technology. High school is virtual, and we'll spend tomorrow really making sure that they're set up. Grades 7 through 12 have Chromebooks. We are going to give out Chromebooks to any other students that parent requests. So we have that all ready to go. A lot of we've been conferring with the other districts. So we have been collaborating, conferring, stealing from each other, helping each other out a little bit. And it's interesting because some of the districts are operating under the assumption that everybody has access and everybody has a Chromebook. So we're ahead of the game there. So we have today the IT department and our LMC folks came together to make sure we have a process in place for distributing Chromebooks. We also ordered 50 access points. That was based on a survey that we gave of how many of our students do not have access. Verizon has a pretty sweet deal that we still would pay for it, but well worth it. We don't know, our latest ship date is March 27th, because we ordered 50 and so did everyone else across the United States. So we're hoping we're toward the top of that list. Investigating a few other opportunities as well, but.
So what are you telling parents?
Send us your name and number.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
principals are gathering parent information or parent requests. We can do the Chromebook right now, but access point will have to wait until they show up on campus. So,
And our teachers do know which of their students do and do not have internet access at home, and so are able to make adjustments that way. So we do have some students who will take home, say, a textbook to go along with something that, with the paper that way, or if they have the Chromebook, we're just trying to make it, teachers spend all day working to not just prepare just online stuff. In my building, we're both, like, we have half one-to-one and half not. So, we know which students who do not have their own Chromebook, that do have internet at home, those that don't, and so they're really working on a blended possibility for them, knowing that the kids are gonna do the best that they can, and, so. Not going to be perfect, but we're really certainly
it's
working hard, and
crazy
our
to
staff
work.
has done an amazing job of
Do all that.
working to get ready for this, so.
we've come up with a plan for parents to get new materials if their students should finish those 5 days, get their new packet, and for distribution of those packets. And teams are working together to be as consistent as they can. Elementary will be very consistent, a little different at the other 2 buildings, but went really well today. A lot of great stuff happening.
Thanks for all your efforts. This is a unique situation, definitely. But it's also an opportunity for us to really figure out another way that we can access or help our kids and our families.
We got pushed into the deep end of
Yeah,
the pool.
we sure did.
And we're swimming. I can't say enough for the staff today too. It started off with a great meeting, and the building meetings went really well. Everyone's working together on this. And between this and our construction stuff, there was always a feeling this year that we got to be flexible.
Yeah.
And that, and I can't say enough about the teamwork on this so far. Next item on here, I think I mentioned to some of you that I'm recommending that we maintain our present payroll for all of our employees throughout what we have here, knowing that in all likelihood, this may be the end of the year. That's very possible. But again, we'll update, monitor, and adjust. But for all of our support staff, all of our employees, we want to maintain the same level of compensation. And then also, with that caveat that, they still are our employees, we will probably need help and what have you. I think this is an opportunity also to help get these rooms ready, for construction also. So we'll be, bringing them in for different situations. We may need to access some of them for food delivery on buses, and just a variety of different things. And right now, there's people volunteering for things. We've had people from the community volunteering to help. We'll use our employees first, but we'll create a list of people that we can, access if, we run short or what have you. And again, that's part of what that meeting afterwards is for, is how we can work together as a community to make this work. I did mention to them, by the way, you know, with all this going on, we do have a construction project going on,
Right.
and that we do have to concentrate on getting these rooms cleaned. And it was, as I was walking around the buildings today, I think people were working on it. You know, there's a lot of boxes around, so they're doing a good job there also. You know, because we're in a unique situation where some districts, you know, again, we don't know what's gonna happen with this, that, you know, they could be pushed into June with some school or what have you. We don't have that opportunity. That's why I got verbal confirmation from Michael Thompson at DPI that we would more than likely be exempt from anything because of our schedule we set up and the construction that we have going. And I said, you know, we're saving the community a lot of money by doing this. Oh, okay, that works. So we'll be good there. I was a little worried with this day today and maybe Wednesday that they would have to be counted as snow days, which would push us back, but no, we're okay. So not that that was the driving factor, student safety is, but again, thinking on all the things we've got on our plate, it's always on the back of my mind, you know, getting this construction going. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. We did talk with Mark at Johnson and Wool today as far as the implications of what this is, how it's gonna affect our building project. Let's see. Talk about time commitment. Further, yeah, we'll be expecting even more communication from DPI and different things on testing assessment. It's just the way things are unfolding. It's every day there's something new coming out for us. One thing that I stressed to the staff today is how we communicate with our students and our parents over this time. It's very important that they gather accurate emails, phone numbers, and what have you, and really stay in touch with their students and parents virtually and electronically now. The other piece is their communication to their students and parents and what have you, that to be careful in their communication, because, you know, we're the safe place for kids, we're the safe place for parents, and we want to make sure that our communication, you know, we're calm, we're giving factual information. And I've just always believed that, you know, an organization or person is judged on how they perform during difficult times. And we're in difficult times right now, and right now everyone's performing above and beyond. And we just want to keep it that way and make sure that we're a community resource. So that was the gist of the meeting this morning. We did have another update from between the governor's office and St. Croix County. Now Patty's at that meeting. She's going to come back and she'll probably share a little bit more what's happening there. But with things that are happening from the news networks and